So I just want to start this by saying that it's been over a year since I last took biology, and I can hardly remember the important parts of this. And I find that that's a huge problem in today's modern age where we're all taking pictures of food. And there should be no reason for this. And that's why today I present a few solutions to the learning problems that we have in today's age. So far in my high school career, I've had an unfortunate streak of having teachers that only lecture. And I'm sure you guys all know what teacher I'm talking about, the teacher that talks and then quizzes you over it, and then rinse and repeat. But luckily this year at Bellaire, I have had a fortunate opportunity to come across a teacher that has introduced me to a new way of teaching. And this teaching method is called doing is learning. And what I mean by this is that my teacher assigns us a chapter from our chemistry book, and then a few weeks later, we are then made to present this chapter. So what this forces you to do is learn the material forwards and backwards, or you become the person in front of the class that didn't know what they're doing, and you'll be remembered as that guy. This doing is learning method I find is actually really helpful in that this closes any gaps I have in my current chemistry knowledge, and research has shown that you're able to remember this information longer and recall it more accurately. So hopefully in a year or two, I'll be able to tell you that the specific heat of water is 4.184 joules per gram Kelvin, or some other fact that I learned in my chemistry chapter. So next, I just wanted to know how many of you guys knew that a mathematical solution in 1983 helped to make MRIs more reliable and more consistent. The problem I find in current classrooms is that teachers aren't making the information they teach relatable or practical. And what I mean by this is that in algebra, my teacher will tell me what a linear function is, and then that's it. She doesn't tell me why this is important to us, how it affects me, or why it's important to her. We're not motivated to learn boring subjects like math. And I'm not sure about you guys, but in high school, I was never told that doctors need to know what a standard deviation was, or that fashion designers need to use algebra and geometry to design the clothes and sell their clothes. In science, countless inventions have furthered our knowledge of the modern world and even shaped what we see today. So teachers, the next time you teach something, I challenge you to take it a step further and tell me why the information you're teaching is important not only to you, but why it affects me and how it affects everybody around us. And finally, thirdly, I think one of the best ways of teaching and learning so far is this newly experimented idea called deliberate practice. Now, what deliberate practice is where first the teacher gives the students a quiz, and then this allows the students to discuss their answers and then answer their question collectively. This teaching method does a few things. So first, it allows the teacher to gauge the understanding or misconception of a certain topic, and it gives students a more personal feel to teaching rather than rushing through a chapter, taking a test, and doing something lame as test corrections, because let's be honest, test corrections are very helpful. So this allows the teacher to teach in a more micro fashion rather than in a macro fashion. You're dealing with little groups rather than the whole class. Recently, researchers at the University of the University of Boulder in Colorado recently did an experiment where they did this deliberate practice versus standard lecturing, and the results were amazing. They found that students who were taught under deliberate practice did twice as well on multiple choice questions than did their lecturing counterparts. And not only that, they were more engaged. They reported that over 20% more people came to the deliberate practice lectures rather than the standard lecturing format. So not only does this deliberate practice make you smarter, it makes you want to learn more. And in a post-survey study, they found that nearly all would have liked the entire 15-week course to be taught in this deliberate practice manner. And so if there is one thing that I'd like you to take away from this talk today, it's that how we learn affects our generation, not only our generation, but every generation after us. That's why we need to keep on continuing finding innovative ways to teach and learn. Because if we don't change how we learn, we're going to be stuck in this static and monotonous learning method where we just retain only a small fraction of information when we could be learning so much more. Thank you.